Does content marketing happen before, during, or after the customer cycle? Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. This was a question that came to me as I'm putting together an initial training for content marketing, especially. It's kind of a beginner's training to kind of get business owners and people managing businesses to contemplate whether content marketing is right for them. So what is content marketing? Content marketing, and I've worked with a bunch of different definitions. I'm trying to craft one made up of all the different ones because I haven't found one that really hits it directly. What I would say just off the top of my head is that content marketing is a form of marketing that has content. No, what it has is it has a very significant amount of information and or entertainment that provides value. So within the marketing itself, you are getting value, or you have a value-oriented thing that has marketing attached to it. So as far as the company is concerned, it's marketing. But as far as the person looking at it, taking it in, reading it, listening to it, they are getting some form of value from it, being on the entertainment end, information end, or hopefully a little bit of both. So that's what I call content marketing. Now, where does content marketing land? If you took Dean Jackson's concept, if you look at the lifetime of a customer, and he calls it the before, during, and after unit, right? The before unit is before they become a customer. So everyone out there who has never been a customer of yours, they're in the before unit, and you have a certain way of handling people that aren't a customer yet. And then you have the during unit, and those are all the people that are currently customers or recently customers, depending on how your basis, how the customer function is in your business. But that's the during unit. And then there's the after unit, and that's when they're no longer a customer, or they haven't been a customer for a certain period of time. So you got before, during, and after. So where does content marketing land? Well, initially you think, well, it's marketing, so it happens before. This is for the new people coming in, right? But then it started occurring to me, I'm like, wait a second. Really, you need to market to your current customer base very much so. You have to have pieces in there that is marketing. Even a lot of what you sell may have elements of marketing that markets the next thing or the next service, because you always want people to be able to ascend, right? And then, well, after, you're still going to want to market to people, which is very uncommon nowadays. Most businesses do not focus much on this, but you still want to market to the people after they've already gone, to try and bring them back, to coax them back in, to find out what's going on with them, and to keep in contact. So content marketing really affects all those areas. It never goes away. And certain elements of content marketing never go away. So for example, if you know anybody that is heavy into content marketing, maybe they do a regular social media posts, or they do a regular podcast, or a regular email blast, or what have you. Anyone that does that, they tend to make it relatively broad. And what I found in working with a lot of these people is it's because they're playing to people who are finding them for the first time, or they're people who are that they know them very well, and this is just a way of getting to know them better, or it's people that have known them in the past, and it's a way for them to keep in touch and to bring them back into the fold. So that content marketing never goes away, and that's just the most basic stuff that you can see, let alone all the stuff when you're talking content marketing that's internal, that is going to, lists of former customers or lists of recent customers, or any type of lead list. If you have leads, people who have raised their hand and say, I'm interested in a topic that you're discussing that leads into a purchase. All of those conversations you may not be able to see from the outside, but those companies that are using content marketing to help take that person to the next step are the ones that are succeeding out there. Content marketing never fully goes away. It gets specific in certain areas. It'll speak more and more specifically, especially if you have a very competent marketing staff that's involved within the content marketing. It gets specific, but it never fully goes away, and it speaks to everyone all the time. Hopefully you have content that is always out there, that is always available. With the 24-hour nature of the internet, it's definitely a good thing to have, let alone all the other offline forms of marketing, your direct mail and everything else. So something to keep in mind when you're looking at content marketing is looking at all the different types of people you're speaking to. Go check out my book, 9 Ways to Amazon Proof Your Business. I go through more broad-based ideas on ways that you can beat out your competition, especially in using content marketing, especially when you're talking personality-based marketing and so forth. I go through that a lot in this book, 9 Ways to Amazon Proof Your Business. Go get yourself a copy wherever books are sold, or go to my website, download a free copy, amazonproofbook.com. That's all I got for tonight. You have a good one. We'll be back tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and let the magic happen.